now. Yeah.
Ta-da! Are we supposed to be doing something? Is something
don't
happening
know.
right now?
Is something happening? Yeah, something is happening.
Oh, great.
Yay!
Well, I suppose we have to come up with something to say then. Okay, so
Hi.
the lesson of the day, folks, is define you, and I'll define me in you. You just tell me what language you speak, and I'll speak me in your language. And that doesn't mean German, Spanish, French, but it means that too, obviously. That'll be a difficult bridge, so it'll take us a long time.
Translation bar.
Yeah, but even in translation bar, if you don't have culture in you, if you don't have the essence of what all of that language was, it's like it's still
Yeah, but
only
it's
part
at
of
least
the
a
story.
start.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can include that because that's just part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. But we can't make the same kind of deep connections unless we're really trying to bridge those gaps in language, which also includes everything that we've ever experienced up to now. So
That's a lot.
define I am. What is it? I cannot pay you
By the way in which I accrued you.
Meaning I no longer agree with that system that I originally
Accrued you in. I'm not part of that system anymore.
No, I've got to come up with another word for debt, maybe.
Oh yeah. Good
Well,
luck
the
with that.
system, well, right, but it's the money system that's broken right now, and everybody's yelling at it instead of looking at it a little more clearly. Got that from
There's
me.
a lot more trading going on.
I don't
Like
know
instead
that.
of, I've seen
Oh, you mean like just in general in our community? Where
Yeah,
you
just
bumped
like
into,
yeah.
right? Yeah, that's
just
what,
people kind of bartering.
But that's
one thing
because
for
they're
another.
poor. That's
Yeah.
not because they're understanding the system. That's because they've been reduced by the system to being that poor, to have to share. So they've been forced, they've been corralled into wherever their money situation allotted them to now exist. I.e., I'm homeless without you. However, if the system itself changes while all of these people are having to be creative in these new spaces, if they can design for themselves / end up changing the whole system itself because they changed themselves, if they can use that as an opportunity to create their own system rather than create a system to sustain until things change in the monetary system and then just arrive right back at the same place again, only to repeat the same horrific mistakes all over. Borrow, 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 borrow. Oh, by the way, for every $1 that we lend you, you got to pay us back $1.25.
Oh, and don't forget the the charges and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that all kind of comes with it.
Oh, I'm
We can't-
sorry, your daughter got sick and you had to spend money. Not my fault. You missed a payment. $39 late fee.
Yeah. So, and those are things that can happen. I mean, there can be late fees and stuff, but if you're not the type of system that understands how to manage their own monetary system within their own self, then how is it possible that the monetary system that they're, in my opinion, not really looking at very closely at what parts they specifically play in that? Like don't look at what you don't have. Like, oh, I'm only making $50,000 a year. This is all I got. But look at it and say, okay, this is where I stand in the grand scheme of things. These are the people that I am monetarily equal with. Old boy next door to me makes this money, and okay, so now look at my whole world and go, is this where I want to be? No? Okay, well, throw out a dream and then chase it. But again, you got to be kind, because if not, it'll come back to bite you in the ass every time. But you got to have a new system to get to wherever you want to go, because wherever you arrive, you're not going to be the same person. Bugger.
Bugger.
It's warm. And I could use some water.
She's a toasty one.
I don't even remember what we were talking about. Sorry, girl.
Oh, that's alright.
Sometimes I just gets to babbling.
I was stretching. And I do like listening to you.
That's cool.
If I didn't, I'd probably tell you to
This is why we work so well together.
You're like my best friend.
No, I'm not like your best friend. I'm glad you mentioned it. Who's your best friend? Huh? Who is she? I know who your BFF is. That's okay. You don't even have to say it. I already know you ruined me before.
Flo and Wolf.
Flo and Wolf. Me like it.
Like, I'm just gonna keep changing it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm just gonna stay on beat, but not play the same thing twice. Click, click, snap, click, 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 snap, snap, clickety snap, clickety snap, click, click, snap, snap, click, click, snap, snap, clicky snap, snap, clicky snap, snap, clicky snap, snap.
all of a sudden, I was out, like on the pier with my camera.
Oh wow, 1,000 frames a
I was
second.
like clickety snap, snap, and clickety snap, snap.
Da-da. Fractal, 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 fractal.
Perfecto Gendo?
And-
The fractal?
And all the dimensions of that, all at the same time.
All the dimensions of that?
That is exactly what it is. We should change
That's
it.
exactly.
We should change
I
it
like how
from,
your voice-
I've arrived at the
Exactly.
11th dementia. Well,
They're excited today.
I think I stepped on something. What was it?
I don't know.
I don't want to look again.
Ew! You're walking bare feet in a backyard. At least it's not dog poop, I can tell you that for certain.
Yeah, I do know that. I tell you what, man, we'll have to see if we can get a special light for your camera so that we can take, so we can take your camera for a walk around the yard at night, because it's really beautiful. I mean, it's a really beautiful space, especially like behind
with
the shed
those
too.
lights,
With the,
you wouldn't need to do much.
we could create a studio behind the shed there, like a backyard studio on the rocks. People just walk in. It's like doors on either side of the shed, so people are ding, ding, ding. Hello, hey, come on
I'm gonna
in.
call it Studio 31.
What's sturdier, churdy, trotter, What is Studio
I'm
31?
wrapping up my 31st year on this planet.
I wrapped up my
I'm gonna be 31.
137th video. 137.
That's just beautiful.
I know.
Let me see.
639.
Hi, dog.
Connecting relationships.
Connect.
Listen to music with that in your dome. It's always a state of becoming. Yeah, that's great to have the crown, but the crown seems like it's going to happen anyways, because if you're constantly in a state of connecting relationships, then you're crowning. E? E? E?